Hello, welcome. We're here with the week 2 of GRLCS fall split of the Gold Cap games. I'm Red Skull Dragon alongside of casting me. I have.
Asami Yusugi. Long time no see, everyone.
Yep, and let's just go ahead and dive right into this game. So let's go ahead and introduce the teams. On our blue side, we have Swing Low Sweet Chariots with our top laner, Juby Master, playing the... I believe the roster is a little switched up here, but Juby Master in the top lane playing Nasus, Douglas Martin playing Graves in the jungle, Gatman 26 playing Yone in the mid lane, while we have Dr. Kidley and putting Haley to bed playing Ezreal and Lulu.
Yep, and on the red side, we have Glacial Omen. And on the top lane, we got Zero Zen on the Ornn, Not Joker on the Olaf in the jungle. We have Ishan in Cassiopeia in the mid lane. And bot lane, we have Crazy Moving and Starling as Senna and Lux.
Yeah, we're not seeing too much happening in the early game. A lot of pings going out to show that they see some people, but I don't think that's really gonna matter too much. Seeing a lot of trench warfare essentially. Maybe actually something going on right here. Ooh, none but missed skill shots. Classic gold games. So pretty interesting here. We see Swing Low. I'm not exactly. I haven't seen him in the first week, but at least according to the stat sheet, this is a very different lineup than what they had before. We see. Let me see if I can pull that up right now.
Oh, well, we got some small fighting already. Quentin Haley is already down half health, and we see Crazy moving, making sure he takes a lot of damage for Starling. Trying to trade it, the flash will come out. Crazy moving flashes too, but he will die, and now Dr. Kidley flashing away. It'll be a double kill already for Dr. Kidley and Swing Low Sweet Chariot. Wait, and he dies to minions.
He died to minions, that is correct. They were not level 2 yet in order to put the shield on him.
Oh, that just feels bad. You do all that work, you flash to get the kill, and the minions just say, you know what, let's go ahead and get a return kill.
Yeah, it was like, sit down, calm down. This is early game, this is where the minions shine. But yeah, I was saying later, Swing Low, this is same people playing, but they're all in the swap roles. We have Dr. Kidley, according to my stat sheet, he was supposed to be top lane with Gatman in jungle, Douglas Martin in mid, putting Haley to bed as still as a support, but Juby Master as ADC. But here we see a completely different lineup, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's weird seeing it, but at the same time, I kind of like it. It looks, I don't know.
I mean, after that level 1 with the Ezreal and Lulu, I mean, I would like it too.
That is super true. I mean, like, if you're the Senna and the Lux, you're like, yes, we got this, and everything just falls apart after Ezreal and Lulu do the damage.
Yeah.
It was super clean though. It was good at first, and then it just, no damage.
Went pretty downhill. I would say Ezreal has a little bit of an advantage when it comes to his level 1s, a little bit more so if he went for the low. Oh, a little fighting on the top side. Not too much happening, I mean. No kill, but good trades. But in the bot side, I would be more interested if he had Glacial. Oh.
There is a gank happening. Juby Master is fading him out a little more. Zero Zen trying to not use his flash, but he might. No, he'll be fine. He's gonna be fine without using the flash. So, good gank attempt there to try and get a flash, maybe.
Yeah, but it looks like they have a huge wave pushing under to the tower soon. So this is still pretty good an advantage, but Zero Zen, oh my goodness. Whoa. He's laying down the smack on Juby.
Yep, and there's a gank going on in the bot lane now. As Not Joker coming in. They're gonna get the stun off, and that will be a kill. Give it over to Starling.
And
nonetheless, a kill.
you know, this is a great transition because I want to talk a little about the after week 1 some stats from I'm trying to think of the names. Sorry.
Well, right now a little bit of fighting and Gatman just took a lot of damage. Ignite also coming out in the mid lane.
Top lane's doing a little bit of skirmishing too, but ooh, Juby coming out his TP half health.
Yep, and you can see because of the kill that happened in the bot lane, they are able to go into jungle. It looks like Olaf is working on a dragon. Doug Martin has to be super careful. He's gonna flash.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was more or less a respect flash because you knew that the Lux still had her binding coming out soon. Just flashing out of the way in the area and not trying to die. Hopefully he doesn't die to Raptors as well. Okay, he took down the big one. It's fine.
Oh yeah. I feel like it could have been avoided. Like if he just never went. Oh, well, it's gonna be a kill for Gatman following the E ulti. So really clean.
Very clean indeed. We love seeing a little bit of Yone. Maybe not so much in our ranked games because it's a very. He is the brother of Yasuo, so maybe if he hits that 0-10 power spike, but we don't necessarily really want to see him on our team or against our team, really.
And another skirmish coming out, and Dude Master gonna have that ulti come out, but there is no mana, so
Yeah.
Juby has to be careful now. He's on the run, using the flash, and Zerozen will follow. He's going to get the knock, and going to get the brittle. Cannot complete the follow though, thanks to the wizard. Now will be able to survive.
Yeah, I gotta say, Zerozen, I'm not entirely with that flash there. It was, you know, he was really low to get, and maybe could have finished off, but I don't think it was enough. Wow, they're still fighting. I can't get a word out.
No, no matter what, they are tracking. They are tracking any kind of movement.
Yeah,
So.
we are looking for fights all around the map. But hopefully it maybe calm down a little bit now so I can start talking about a little of these Glacial Omen stats we got from week 1. A key player we really want to note here, we see not Joker. He is actually pretty good jungler in terms of efficiency ratings. He has a very high KDA ratio, keeping a very fair amount of a good kill participation in his games. Only 68%, but still high. Still relatively high in terms of what you see, or at least gold games whenever there is a lot of kills going down.
Yep. And there is another trade in the top lane, and that's all this top lane is going to be, just trading.
Yeah. I wonder if not Joker will be looking to maybe get some more ganks onto the top side, just because, you know, it is a Nasus top lane. It's a very weak-sided, at least in the early game, so you try to want to abuse that to make sure he doesn't get that, like, 3 million stacks in order to do 1 million or 7 million damage onto your ADC, but ooh.
Yep. And, well, there is another trade coming out. The ultimate does come out from Juby Master, but not going to do. But just has it out. And Zerozen trying to follow up on it. He will get the wither out, but other than that, nothing else will happen.
Yeah, Juby's using a lot of mana in this fight. He's using his withers whenever the engages are finishing up, rather than, you know, preemptively, just in case the engages go out longer. We saw earlier that wither did save him. And then a little more training in the mid lane, but not too much happening. But yeah, he's running pretty low on mana without any mana items.
Yep. And you see, like, no matter how much corrupting potions Juby Master uses, he's just always losing the trades. And now there's no lane trial, so Douglas Martin coming in, I don't think this is what you want. And there was the ulti, but Yone's still on the chase. He's gonna flash, use the ignite, not able to get the last proc, and he has to go back to Ichan. Zerozen will pick up the kill. More trades going down in the bot lane. 2 ultis. They both will miss, and Dr. Killy will be on the run now. But he did get the Conqueror stack, so that's pretty nice.
crazy movement very low now, having used a heal. I'm not sure if that was in time or not. I wasn't necessarily looking, but I'm gonna assume it was in order to save herself from that Ezreal ulti. And staying a little help on top of it. I would personally like if Starling would help push out this wave right here, just before they go and then back together. Because right now, Starling is just going back alone, picking up a Lost Chapter, weirdly big power spike there. But meaning that Crazy Move has to push in that wave by himself. And look, if you look on the minimap where it is, it's actually frozen in front of the tower rather than fully pushed in. So by the time Dr. Kidley and putting Harley to bed gets back to lane, they haven't missed a single, or they have missed a couple minutes, but didn't lose as many as they could.
Yeah, and you see everyone is immediately starting to make their way towards the dragon, and Douglas Martin's not even close to there yet. He won't be spotted by any of the wards that were put down, but they are gonna know, like, more than likely a fight will happen. There's one TP up. Juby Master does not have his TP up quite yet. And speaking of TPs, there's one right there.
And they don't have the Oran Horn available just yet, though, so they won't be looking for immediate fights. But with that TP, it kind of pushed them away from that dragon, so it did its job.
Yeah, that TP just gonna force them away. They're just gonna go ahead, give it up, and Nasus, who just got his TP up, is just going to be able to farm freely up in that top lane.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually kind of surprised. You know, this is a gold game. I meme about gold a lot. Sorry, guys. But, you know, it's not so much of you see a lot of objective play, but Not Joker's doing a really good job at objective plays. We saw earlier he was trying to do the Rift Herald before he goes ahead and switch over to Douglas Martin. And then we saw just now, 2 dragons already taken it by 11 minutes. That's like almost on timers. Like right off timer, he got dragon, then another dragon.
Alright, they're going straight onto Zero Zen, but I mean, you're ulting the tank of the team?
I mean, it could. There's possibility for getting a good pick off of there. You still have. You're still looking for maybe a little control. Alright, Gat taking a little bit extra damage there. Trying to discourage him from going on to Zero Zen. Zero Zen, still in Orin, does a pretty nice amount of burst.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out is that this is a 4v5 right here. So, it's going to be interesting. Can Zero Zen get the ulti off? He will, but the Ezreal ulti is going to take down him. Now comes in the rest. The Great will fall to Inshan, who's going to try and run away from Dr. Kidley. Dr. Kidley is going to get another kill, and now he is hunting down not Joker. While on the bot side, you see they're just going to be able to take that freely. Senna's going to appreciate this solo gold. And not Joker is trying to play a little bit here. He does do some pretty good damage, but will fall anyway.
That was closer than I thought it would be, I gotta say. So, right now, I'd say that, you know, even after all of that, it's still advantage towards Glacial Omen right now. They still have a solid almost 2k gold lead right here. But maybe this Rift Herald will change that. They can't. Still have turret planings up for another 40 seconds, so if they try to get that down for an easy mid push and try to get a couple turret planes off that, they could easily turn the difference or at least lessen the gold difference between the two teams. So let's see what each do right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was super good for Glacial Omen, and then Ezreal decided that he wanted to start picking off people left and right, using that ulti on the Ornn, then getting the kill onto Ishan.
Yeah, and now, again, not too much happening on the Rift. Just things to watch out for. Let's go ahead and try to do a stacks check onto Juby if nothing happens bot lane. Looks like nothing is.
Starling is going to just be obliterated. Starling just in the wrong hood.
Wrong place, wrong time, just like Juby right now.
Yep, Juby having to use the ulti. Zero Zen just deciding he can just tough it out He's a big boy. He can't be taken down by Juby.
Yeah, he still has corrupting pots going on. Juby not using the ultimate now, meaning that he won't have it later for any other fights, but he's basically full health.
Yep. And he's having to be, Crazy's having to be careful. Flash is expended in the bot lane, so now there's no flash on Crazy movement.
Yeah, it's like there's no flash on the bot side of Glacial Omens right now, but since we kind of have it calmed down, hopefully, you know, every time I say that, it seems like we're going back to bot lane.
Yep, and there's another fight. They're trying to get onto putting Haley to bed. Ulti will come out, and he is just obliterated by both bot laners. And now Dr. Kidley has to be careful just a little bit.
Careful. They'll be able to take maybe the first tower here. We do still see. Yep, the red turtle will be dropped mid lane for the swing lows, and that's potentially first tower. That's probably first tower. Well,
so. Yes.
Well, bot lane will be able to take that fast enough.
Yep, and Zero Zen made his way bot side as well. He's trying to get to Gatman, but I don't think you'll be able to catch up, Zero Zen.
Yeah,
but he does have 2 people on the rotation, but who knows?
I'm not a fan of Zero Zen chasing after Gatman because he chased, it allowed the Rift Tail to get a second charge off, so now their inner tower in mid is also half health. They're pretty unfortunate for that.
And you can see that they're trying to take this Inferno Drake. They don't want it to go over to Still Point, and Gatman immediately goes onto not Joker and will, or not Joker. He'll go down, but so will Catman. Now goes the Graves. Nasus is still topside, and they will be able to take this dragon. Dr. Kidley is going to get knocked up, and now they will be, well, maybe on the run. Ishan took a little bit of damage, but that will be another break given over to Glacial Omen.
Yeah, it's Soul Point right here.
All right. Crazy moving, just full on decided. You know what? Who needs to live?
Yeah,
I can get though.
You know, just some unfortunate packing there. Not really respecting how much damage is Ezreal doing. He has, you know, a Sheen right now, so he's doing quite a bit of damage as Ishan just experienced firsthand as well.
Yep. Ishan might be taken out. Dr. Kidley has ulti up if he decides to use it, and he will, and it'll be a snipe.
Ooh. All right.
Dr. Kidley says, "How dare you disrespect me?"
You have to respect how much damage Dr. Kidley's doing. He's 7-1 right now, and he's looking for more.
Yeah, Zero Zen quickly realized that he had to get out of there. Now, everything is going to be slowly taken. There's an ulti coming out, another ulti, 3, but they can't kill him.
Oh.
Dr. Kidley's still alive. Put Haley to bed, will go down. But the main threat is still alive. No one has taken him out. There is another kill for the Ezreal. Now Juby Master is able to hunt him down.
Maybe. Awesome, my cursor's just right in the middle of the screen. Sorry guys. But yeah, looks like Juby was able to get a kill for himself there, and also a good amount of kills there. But it's still surprising that for the red team, they're not even that far behind. They're 3 kills down, so even though we see a lot of highlights coming out of the blue side right now, Glacial Omens are still doing quite a good job at scaling up, because that's the main name of their game right now. They have Cassiopeia, so they scale up very nicely alongside the infinite scaling that Senna provides. And then Ornn items, whenever that comes in about 2 more levels, is going to start generating 1,000 gold each to close out this gold gap, and then even generate some for themselves, even if they go even.
The only issue though is that they have to stop this Ezreal. Dr. Kidley is the biggest threat in this game, and you saw in the last team fight that they had, Dr. Kidley had close to no health. Like, he was super low, and they all went on to Douglas Martin, putting Haley to bed. I believe Gatman No, Gatman was bot lane, so Juby Master. And it was just, I don't know, it just didn't seem coordinated. Zero Zen's gonna go down as well. Starling's gonna go down to Gatman. This is starting to go a little off the rails here.
Yeah.
Crazy Movement is getting some pretty good damage. Gatman tried to trade it, and there will be another kill for Dr. Kidley. Now it's 3 members down. Zero Zen will be up quite shortly. Same with Starling, but Crazy Movement is not going to be up for another 22 seconds. They aren't going to keep pushing though, they're just going to go ahead and back.
Yeah, they are going to continue with this. It's a smart play. They have a lot of gold on them. They just got a good bunch of kills again. And they're just going to go back and try to collect themselves before maybe making their next play rotation. We do have dragons spawning up in about a minute here, so we still have some time before something happens. But this is right now quite the game for Swing Low Sweet Chariots. They have a lot of momentum into their field. They have the late game scaling with Ezreal alongside of Nasus, but as it stands, you know, it's not entirely their game yet. They still have Glacial Omens here with their strong late game scaling, honestly. So if they can get to that point, potentially, and then even Glacial Omens right now, they are at soul point. It's really weird to think about. It's 21 minutes into the game, we're at soul point.
Yeah, and the first dragon was given over 1 foot and Haley to bed. Died, and none of that, but they knew Douglas Martin was still topside. And Crazy Movement quickly realizing that he has to get moving away. And there's the TP, another team fight. Now Joker will get the kill onto putting Haley to bed. Cross the ulti from Gatman going to make sure not Joker goes down. Zero Zen will take out Juby Master, and now they're on the run. As Douglas Martin, he's way too low. Gatman is having to run away. Dr. Kidley trying his best. He will go down to the Cassiopeia, but there will be shutdowns left and right.
Now, this is, again, now just looking pretty good for Glacial Omens, like I was talking about. They still have the Senna alive, doing quite a bit of damage. Zero Zen is pretty big boy, while Douglas Martin is trying to get in here for a Dragon Steal, but I don't think everyone else is trying to let him through.
Yeah, I believe this is just one of those moments where you just have to give it up. And I mean, it's not something you want to do, but that will be the Infernal Soul being given over to Glacial Omen.
I gotta say, this is like one of the fastest souls I've seen. I think the fastest you can get it is at 20 minutes. And these guys got it at 22 minutes and 30 seconds, so well done there, Glacial Omens. Really prioritizing these dragons, and since it's Infernal Soul, that means this Cassiopeia just got immensely more scary, because she doesn't have to build boots. She's going to build full 6 items, and then has Infernal Soul on top of that in order to deal more damage. If they get to this laking point, it's going to be terrifying.
Yeah, it's going to be super terrifying. The Q goes a little astray there, but luckily nothing will happen. They're pushing for Baron, and they have no idea that Baron's being taken right now. But they may find out now. Yep, it'll be found by Starling. They're going to try and take it, but none of the teams seems to be interested.
Yeah, yep. They can't necessarily get in there, but they want to fight.
Yeah, they are wanting to fight this, but they're just saying, no way, we are getting out of here. Dr. Kidley managing to just barely escape there.
That was very, very close. Almost a potential disaster there. At least for Dr. Kidley, but you know, they had to try to go for some of these plays right there in order to try to make something happen. It's not necessarily over because right now the ball is in the court of Glacial Omens. They have a minion wave pushing for that mid lane. And, you know, I do want to point out, taking that early inhibitor might have not been the greatest thing, just because I'm not sure if you guys remember from the fall splits, but we talked about this a lot. Opening.
Oh, well, Starling, I think,
is alive.
Starling barely lives. It'll be Crazy Moving using the Q. I always forget the Q name for
Ooh.
Senna. And
there she goes.
well,
Yeah,
Caster's Curse.
yeah, I believe it's piercing darkness. One's because
I think
Lucian's
it is.
piercing light, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was full on Caster's Curse. I just cursed. I just cursed Starling there.
Yeah, and maybe a fight coming out right now.
Yeah, there's another fight, and immediately Dr. Kidley was being focused by Zero Zen. They're trying to get him. He's going to live, but not will Gatman. Gatman will fall. And as you see, everyone else is on the chase, while Juby Master says, I will take this tower happily.
And because of that, now we are seeing, as what Trick2G would say, the gates are open. Open the gates. And
The gates are definitely open.
yeah. So now we have triple inhibs exposed. They have the top inhib back, but this also just means that the red side is just gonna get a pretty constant source of minions flowing inside their base. As long as they can make sure that the no champions really get pushed inside of it, they have a really safe way of farming inside their base now. All they need to do is be able to be a little attentive and make sure that they watch for all those lanes, and they get gold very safely without needing to risk their lives, while everyone on the blue side kind of have to push up pretty far in order to grab that. They can have the jungle monsters as consolation for that, but there is still the argument of, you know, taking the inhibitors too early just means that you just give them easy ways to scale up, which is definitely what they want to do.
Yep. And the Rabadon's Death Cap will come in for the Cassiopeia now. So let's see. Is this the first ornament? Yep, and it'll be the Rabadon's Death Crown being built.
Yep, Masterwork complete. A lot of stats for them.
Yep, and yikes. Douglas Martin just took a lot of damage, and now they are completely on the chase. Douglas Martin will get the ulti, but it will not matter. He will still go down, and the rest of the team are running for their lives, while Crazy Moon says, I will gladly fight this Nasus.
But then Crazy
Yeah,
Moon
back
said,
away.
realized, oh wait, I'm an ADC. I'm running away.
Wait, this is a Nasus with a certain stacking ability that will pop me.
Which, speaking of which, we never really got to see how many sets he has, so let's go ahead and check that out. He has 378, which is actually, I believe, under, because since they buffed how many stats you get off of like cannon minions, you should be having like humongous amount of stats. So I think he's just like a little bit behind right now, so he's not going to be doing as much damage, ideally, but still going to hurt quite a bit, at least against this Senna and Starling. Definitely for that.
Yes, and speaking of that, I mean, Senna's piercing darkness, it does healing, right?
Yes,
so
it does heal.
My question is, who's going to be the first one on Swing Low Sweet Chariot to decide, you know, maybe a anti-heal?
Yeah, I mean, they do have Not Joker and Ishan, who both also have pretty good healing, so getting, and it's executioners from the Yone or the Douglas Martin or even Dr. Kidley. Ideally not Dr. Kidley, so he can keep scaling up with those stronger items, but he could.
Yeah.
Get some anti-healing would help.
Yep, they're fighting. No, they have to fight for this, but so much is already happening, and Gatman will fall. And Dr. Kidley's still alive. He's trying his best. He is taking so much damage though, but so is... Oh, okay, well, Crazy Moon forgot that this is a Ezreal who can just heal himself with that stance. Ishan will be able to clean it up, and they're merely saying they want to take the Elder.
Well, I mean, they might. They still have Douglas Martin in the area who, alright, just use his smite, never mind.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you have Zero Zen who's making sure he's the big wall between them and that dragon, so...
Yeah, this Ornn has quite a bit of damage on him, considering that he's, you know, he has that Infernal Soul to do a little extra bit of damage, since it does damage based on 80 AP, and I'm pretty sure bonus health as well. So he is still chunking out pretty well. And yeah, it looks like they're just going to give up that Elder Dragon, so... This is, you know, this is quite a weird game, you know, I feel like this is all, because I feel like Swing Low's winning, but at the same time, all, like, the gold numbers, and even the kills right now, saying that Glacial Omens are winning right now. You know, Dr. Kidley, huge, he's doing quite well, but just because he's doing well doesn't mean that Ishan and Zero Zen is not doing well himself. Zero Zen is a monster with 2 full Ornn items. Ishan has the Rabadon's Death Crown as well as the Infernal Soul, meaning tons of damage out of there. Plus now the additional burn from the Elder Drake means this is actually kind of Glacial Omen's game right now.
Yeah, and this should be a free Baron here, so... Now there's Baron, there's Elder, and there's Infernal, so...
Yeah,
so...
just...
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Uh-oh, they might have to add another pick. They're trying, and they're going to get him. Ishan will laser beam putting Haley to bed. So, I guess, really is just putting Haley to bed, being put to bed.
Yeah, that wasn't just me, right? That was Zero Zen just charging into a wall and dealing that much damage, or was that like someone else also doing a lot of the damage too, and I was just not noticing?
I cannot say, to be honest. I want to say that was a combination of one of Lux's abilities along with the Ornn charge, but I'm really not sure.
Probably. I'm probably just not noticing that and just focusing on how much Zero Zen's actually doing really well for the team. Early in the game, he was actually doing really well, putting the Nasus down. You've seen how he is only just now reaching 400 stacks, so he's not necessarily at the super strong Nasus point, really. So Zero Zen has done a really good job at his laning phase and keeping him under wraps, and now even now he's doing an excellent job at zoning off, getting these huge Ornn horns for these fights, and it's been working out really well for them so far. And now Ishan is pretty much online now. He having the Seraphs, having the Rabadon's Death Crown in the both Landries and Rallies means that he has Poison Burn, he has his regular burn, no longer Elder Burn, but used to have Elder Burn, but you will have the occasional Infernal Soul pops of little damage done as well, which is gonna definitely hurt a lot.
Yep, and it looks like they're just wanting to push down the mid lane. Maybe they were thinking that they could get inhib for maybe their bot tower, but I don't think that was ever a slight possibility of happening.
Yeah, I mean, right now, it's quite intimidating trying to fight Glacial Omen. They have, let's see, about 3.5k gold ahead of them, alongside of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ornn items. Wait, is that right? Level 13, 14, 15, 16? Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
I was at
yes, there's 5 Ornn items.
Yeah, there's 5 Ornn items right now. So that is quite a scary sight to see. You know, I'll be honest, I'm not you know, I might have missed a patch or something, but isn't he supposed to start getting it at 13 and then 1 per, and then he's supposed to, you know what, it doesn't matter. 5 Ornn items, they have an additional 5,000 gold on top of all of that, plus
they found Juby. Juby Master is going to be obliterated.
Yeah, Juby is unfortunately going to go down there. Looks like everyone else is Master.
Zero sense just saying I can tank all of the damage that you want to hand out to me.
Man, and you know, it's quite surprising because I believe Glacial Omen actually got anti-heal before the Swing Lows did. We see Graves now just having a having the Executioners, but I believe Zero Zen had the Bramble Fest for a little bit, and I think Not Joker just got those executioners right there. So
I believe not Joker, Crazy Move, and Zero Zen all had the anti-healing ones before
oh
it even popped in the head of Swing Low Sweet Chariots.
yeah, so a little more on point there. They do want to focus down on how much healing that the Death's Dance can generate for Dr. Kidley and Gant Martin. So it's a pretty good job there, knowing what to grab soon. Starling is by himself right now, so hopefully he doesn't get picked off.
And
Seems
you
just
see
fine.
they're immediately going for it, and they're going straight onto Douglas Martin, who will be going down. And now the Ezreal is gonna have his GA prop. Now they're trying to take out Dr. Kidley. He will go down. And now it is just going to unravel. Juby Master goes down. Gatman is on the run. But for how long can he keep it up? He will go down. And now Clinton Haley DeVet is having to run away. He's some small damage, but he's still on the run. The death timers are so long. I don't think there's any way for Clinton Haley DeVet to actually hold it out. Douglas Martin comes up in 15, Dr. Kidley in 20.
Yeah,
I think this is GG.
Well, you know, as strong, you know, some people think Lulu is as a support. I don't think it's strong enough in order to hold the gates long enough against 4 or 5 members. And there she goes. I mean, she did take a couple auto attacks for the tower, but I don't think that's going to be enough in order to stop.
Yep. And that is going to be GG's and a win for Glacial Omen.
Got GG there. So well played there, Glacial Omens. You have gotten your first win of this split. And Swing Low Sweet Chariots, unfortunately, you will not be carrying your momentum until your second win. But there's always next week in order to try again. So well played there, Glacial Omens. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and be right back as I go ahead and set up the next game. So don't go anywhere soon. Be right back.
Bye-bye.
and welcome back. We are here once again, but this time we're with teams. On the blue side, we have Yeetus Deletus, and on the red, we have the Home Wreckers. Do you want to go ahead and introduce the Yeetus for us?
I would love to. So we have on the blue side, as you said, Yeetus Elitas. We have Coco Mo Breezy as Kalissa in the bot lane. We got the
Sorry about
Alpha.
that.
Don't worry. M Love as the Alistar, joining the Kalissa in the bot lane. Colt Brand as Veigar in the mid lane, and the Alpha Cracker and as the Lee Sin in jungle, my bad, and Horny Yordle as the Cho'Gath in the top lane. Interesting names.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep them as Yordle and Alpha, just so we don't say those words too many times. Sorry, guys. And
Yeah.
for the red side, we have the Home Wreckers. We have SYZVS and I'm going to do it in the reverse order. You do it, but normal order. SYZVS in the top lane playing Aatrox. Slickums in the jungle playing Zac. Swagger Stupid playing the Galio in the mid lane. And for our bot lane, we have Beepots and Meaty Mitts playing Ashe and Morgana.
Yeah. Yeah, those names just super threw me off, and then also the Callisto
No.
being switched.
Yeah, I don't think they were in the correct order, but no worries. I just had to do a quick switch because I wasn't sure if they actually wanted to do like a Corlista top lane, Cho'Gath mid lane, and Veigar bot lane, all which is actually 100% viable. But I do notice that Coco Breezy is actually a ADC for the team, so I was like, okay, now this it's a little more sense if I just switch these around.
I mean, Callisto top lane. I mean, it'd be quite a thing to see. No.
Against an Aatrox would be a little interesting because Aatrox has so many ways to make sure that she's interrupted, but at the same time Callista can dodge away. But no matter, that's not what we're going to be seeing. We're going to be seeing a little more of a traditional team for Yeetus Deletus. But on the side of the Homewreckers, they have Swagger Stupid in the mid lane playing the tank, which is insinuating that he's going to be looking for a lot more ganks with that Galio, as well as maybe a wombo combo with Slickums, but ooh, top lane's getting real low.
Yeah, ZVS taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to get knocked up again as well. So he has to play a little carefully. Lee Sin is in that topside jungle, so it is quite scary.
We'll have to be careful about that. So now we'll just go ahead, and since it's a little easy in the bot lane, or easy on all lanes, it's not going to have too much action, at least hopefully. I'm just going to talk about a little bit of the stats right now. So we look at Yeetus Deletus, we see that they don't currently have a, or at least from their week 1 stats, they don't necessarily report seeing to have a really aggressive until we get to the late game. If you look at kill participations, we see Coco Breezy having the most at 88%, but while everyone else is actually kind of falling behind of him, seeing that everyone else has about a, sorry, if you're seeing, yeah, everyone else is actually below 50%. So it looks like they are really playing around Coco Breezy here.
They're double knockup coming in from M-Love. They're gonna try to get the stun. The heal will come out and he will survive while M-Love is now on the run. And now it's going to be Alpha who's taking damage, and Beepot is playing super dangerously. He goes in having the flash, and he's going to barely survive that. So much expended, but a good trade overall, especially to give your Callista some dominance. And now XYZB is having to run, but he's still going to go down. First blood over to Yordle, and now he's going to flash away. Slick'em trying to hunt him down, but don't believe he's going to continue the chase.
Yeah, looks like it looks like the Yeetus will be able to get their first blood, at least according to these stats. This is week 2, so like it's not like we had a big sample pool, but it didn't seem like they were too aggressive, at least from week 1 according to the stat. So it looks like they did manage to get something there. But, okay, back to the stats, because Vid made me do my homework. And I am filling in for Vid while he is moving, so sorry you won't be able to see his lovely face for it just a little bit. But for now, about the everyone else's stats on. Oh, anything happening?
While you're no worry. While you're pulling that up, just want to say Yordle got a little weapon on him, armed and dangerous now. And I'm actually a little surprised.
Yeah,
Looks like he's going Hextech.
Yeah, he has the Hextech Gunblade, so it's possible. So more likely he's going to go with. I'm not sure if you know a lot about these Cho'Gath builds, but typically you have a couple options. The one he's going for, since you see he has the Glacial Augment, he will be grabbing the GLP, which just helps him a lot. You know, it just makes sense. Your big weakness that Cho'Gath has is being kited out. Glacial Augment really helps solve that issue with buying a GLP, slowing them down, getting that knock up, and then you stick on them forever. So.
Feels bad, Emma.
No, sometimes, you know, you're just trying to find something to do in lane, and you're just like, oh yeah, let me just head splash randomly. Obviously, that was what you were doing. You're definitely not trying to flash over the wall and just failed. We do not speak of those things.
Yep, such a thing never happened, never.
Never. I never experienced those things either, but you know.
100% never happened, ever. Uh-oh.
Ooh, an engage happening.
Ooh. Yeah, but Emlove just gonna walk away, and that actually gave enough time for Yordle to back and to come over, and now doesn't seem like they're going to force the dragon. So
at least not this early on. Looks like everyone is just gonna go back to their respective sides and just be like, dragon will always be there, minions are temporary.
Very true. And now, I know this is a game that you don't like to play. 1 second, actually, as Alpha is coming in. That was a nice dodge by Beefog. That was super nice. And, alright, well, Coco said, I want to get a kill. And now everyone is coming in. So much having to be used, but Emblem is going to survive. And now Swagga Stupid is having to get away. So flashes left and right. I mean, oh, that was beautiful. And now Alpha is going to get another kill.
But he goes down at least. You know, that's the bright side you gotta look forward to, I suppose. Yordle is getting smacked on by Aatrox. Now you get into the point where Aatrox is just kind of outsustaining you.
Yep. And oh, here comes Slick'em. He's trying to guarantee something. I think Bebop quickly realized that he can't really chase this.
Oh, but he can. He can.
Oh, he wants to. He wants to.
Oh, thank you, Emlove.
Emlove said, "Oh, you need some help with this? Let me give you a hand."
I was like, bro, you're not close enough. Get over there.
Come on, man. If you're gonna play the ADC role, you gotta play it right. Bonk.
Slick'em's not noticing that there's a...
Oh!
And we got it. The simple outplay button. You know, it's really hard against playing the Spiker. He has that outplay button really strong.
Yep. Outplay of the year.
Oh. It's like EVS is also going to go down there. This is not looking that great for the homeworkers right now, at least in this early game, but we still have quite a bit of way to go. So, I mean, we saw how Glacial Omens won out that game, and I was, you know, alright, well, that ward's going to go down immediately. Lucky for them there.
Emlove, I believe, was actually trolling both Beepots and me. I mean, he took the control ward away from Beepots, put it in Dragon Pit. Once that started getting worked on, he put the ward right back where it was. The mind games.
Yep, mind games indeed. Emlove is like, you know, you put a ward here, that's 10 gold for me! My 10 gold.
Oh, man. I feel bad for Emlove. He really wants...
Oh, that's why
Well,
Zevia is getting some really good damage off. Maybe he'll be able to get something here since Horny.
nope.
Oh, Yordle
There's an
is
ulti coming out from XYZ. He's going right back. The flash coming in, but I don't believe Yordle can escape this one. He's,
oh,
maybe he can. Oh,
maybe he actually
the
can.
smite, the kick, everything that XYZ didn't want just happened.
You hate to see it, folks. You hate to see it. Oh, that was so close. I'm sorry, that's why Devious were. Yeah, I mean, right now it's really in the momentum for side of Yeet or Yeetus right now. They have the Rift Herald as well. They're going to go ahead and spawn at top lane. You got one thing I do want to point out that they did spawn it before they go ahead and try to get half the platings down. And they get half the platings and then summon the Rift Herald, they would be able to take that entire tower. But it looked like the Yordle was
well, both sides are wanting to have a triple gank. Here goes Slickums, the ultimate coming out from Beepod. It hit the Kalista right on. He will drop. Now, Mlove is the one being chased. He will drop. Ulti was used as well, and now it's going to be Colt Brand on the run. But he's going to be able to take one down. Slickums thought he had him, but instead, Colt Brand said, "No, you." He will still fall, though.
Yeah, Colt Brand still had that outplay button in his hand, ready to kill, but Slickums, he knew that was coming. He took one for the team. He was like, "Hey, B-Pots, get fed. Be the team." And look at that. B-Pots now with 5 kills will probably be able to do a lot now in this lane since he has those 5 kills. Ash typically does pretty well since she has quite a bit of range. She has 600 range base, which is 100 more than Coco and Breezy, so she will be able to hide away from this Kalista quite well, especially because you're Ash and you have good range and the slow.
Yeah, but the Kalista is being able to keep up just a little bit thanks to the CS. I mean, this is a gigantic CS difference in jungle and in the bot lane. Yeah, the first item does come out for the D-Pots, but it's not going to be too long until Coco gets the full best way.
Yeah, they both want to get a fourth, but right now, you know, we have B-Pots just a little bit stronger. Let me look at the gold right now. 700 gold. You know, I tried to do the math in my head, but it didn't work out. So I think it's around 800 gold you need, maybe 900.
Meaty had to be careful there. Alpha going straight onto the Ash, and it's going to have an ulti to put into his face. While Alpha will get the shutdown there, he will fall. I would say, yes, that is quite a worth trade, but maybe not. Actually, it is, because they're not going for Dragon.
Yeah. I mean, with Alpha going down there, he got the shutdown off of B-Pots, so he's going to be building that damage Lee Sin rather than tank. Looking to be useful in this early game.
And Meaty is gonna have to be a little careful here. Stopwatch coming out as well, so he will survive the ultimate coming out from Coco as well as Slickums.
Yeah, right now we've seen Coco's actually playing this pretty well. CS per minute is doing, you know, it's on like typically it's like 10 every minute is perfect. So not too far off from being able to get to that point. We see plenty of people not being able to actually reach that 10 per minute mark from from different divisions. So being at 100 over at 13 minutes is actually really good as well. So scaling up quite well, not having 4 kills or being 4 kills under B-Pots, but I'm pretty sure that with the nets back, she'll be able to afford that Blade of Ruin King. That's why Zevia is hiding in the bush for Yordle. Yordle was actually low on mana here, not having really anything to help it out, but does have the Bramble Vest to stop some, that's why Zevia is healing.
Yeah, and kinda, now to me, it's just like a build a Cho'Gath right now. He has the Bramble Vest, he has the gun, and Swag has found the alpha. Who really is the alpha? He's not going to be able to get away. Slickums will pick up the kill.
Slickums will pick up the kill there. Being in the right place, right time, it definitely means that they will be able to take this first dragon. This is actually a very different tempo than we saw last game, where we saw Glacier Omen took the Dragon Soul at 21 or 22 minutes, and good smite there. And first dragons instead in this map is going to be taken down at 15. Not really saying bad about anything about the teams. I just want to. It's pointing out of a play difference, really. We saw a lot of objective play from Glacial Omens, while here we're seeing a lot of map play. We're seeing that Slickums is trying to make a lot of things happen in this bot lane, trying to get his ADC fed and ahead, which is definitely working out. It's just, right now we're seeing a little bit of tide in power just because of the CF difference.
Yeah, last game was 80. Complete different tempo. And now this game is just more patient. More everything as the emo comes out.
Yordle pointing out to the boy. What are you doing?
Boy,
I'm trying to stack
we've done
here.
This 7 times already.
I'm trying to stack.
Oh, Alpha is found. He's going to run away, but or is he? Seems like he's gonna stick around actually.
Yeah, can't really make anything happen though. We do have Yordle basically at no mana, maybe able to get off one more cube potentially. I don't think he'll be able to really do too much. And SIZVS doing as he does should be pushing in that wave and making him miss out on a couple minions, or at least forcing out that TP away from Yordle.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Yordle will use the TP. Instead, he's just gonna walk back to lane. But
it is a cannon minion wave, so not necessarily a bad thing either. You're going to miss out on the cannon, which is unfortunate, but you still get the EXP from all the other minions, so it's pretty worth, honestly. Even if you're missing out on 100 gold right there.
Alright,
just saying hi.
Zach crossing.
Yeah, just saying hi a little bit, you know. He tried to send a high five, but M was not having it. He was not having a good day, does not want to give no high fives.
Uh-oh.
Maybe a B-Pots
is in some trouble here. Yeah, this time B-Pots. Oh, he's able to get away. And there's the ulti as well. 2 stuns come out. And look who's back. It's XYZVS, and he says, "Thank you for the kills. I will gladly take them." Yeah. And another kill, actually. As the Galio seems like he ulted and was able to help get a kill onto Alpha. Now Coltbrand is going to walk away, but the first tower will go down for Yordle.
Yeah, pretty good there. Coltbrand trying to mix up, trying to do the outplay button once more, but I don't think he'll be able to get him low enough. Swag Stupid having that Rift Herald means that they can push for something huge here if they can get a pretty strong push off, but right now it looks like they're just going to be able to take this bot tower, which is still very, very good for the home wreckers.
Yep, it's just a trade of the towers. You take my top, I'll take your bot. It seems fair enough for me.
Which is pretty good, considering I'd say homeworkers have a little bit of advantage on that side. Like taking that bot is a little more valuable because you have those dragons, and you still have a whole minute until that Baron comes up. And generally, not a lot of people are really looking for an early Baron, but who knows? Looks like they're going to be returning that tower. But so I guess Stupid's like, no, I'm taking your mid tower now.
And not only that, but if you look in the top lane, we also have B-Pot saying, well, I'm gonna take your top lane now.
Yeah, all towers all taken out.
Oh, the kick will come out. He's silenced. There's a stopwatch. There's the knockup. There's everything. And there is the demolition.
But now we've seen a little demolition in the bot lane too. That's why XYZVS popped the ultimate a little too early, so it runs out.
Yep. And here comes the cavalry, as there will be the munch from Yordle, and now Slickums has quickly realized that there's no one to TP to him. He is going to fall as well. The knockup coming in, the knockback coming in, and the shutdown for Coco.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out this gold, because everyone's gold is about the same, but we definitely should be seeing some gold differences in a couple of these lanes here. So we see top lane, we see Yordle's doing a little bit better, around about 700 gold, which is about 2 components of an item. Really good. Right there, while in the jungle, we see that Lee Sin be opting in for that damage. Lee Sin is definitely getting some value off of that scene.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Mary is not having a very merry time now.
He's
Going to run away.
Back.
And Coco's just getting some free damage out onto Swag.
Yep, Hail Blades really do be feeling good on a Callista, just because she needs that little early game spike of damage. Lethal Temple really ups her late game, but she's always going to be strong late game.
They're going for it. Wait, that's a 3-man ulti that Galio gonna get the kill. And now Coatbrand having to use his barrier, but I don't believe he will survive. It'll be a shutdown over, and now Alpha is on. It's going to actually fall. And Yordo's not gonna be able to pick it up. That'll be the ace after the dragon.
That's a feels bad right there. You thought B-Pots was gonna die like 3 different times that fight, and not a single time it worked. We saw Alpha come back and try to maybe make something happen. The Swag and Stupid already had the W ready to stop him from doing really anything. To get on top of B-Pots, we saw Coatbrand use the outplay button, but it just wasn't enough damage in order to deal with whoever he was outplaying right there. So
it was Slickums. He used the ultimate on the Slickums, and that Spirit Visage might as well have saved him there.
Yeah, so well played fight all around from the home wreckers right there. So well done, well done. So we still have a little bit more to go. We have Baron on the field, right now as our next objective, or neutral objective at least. Both of these teams have been pretty adamant on taking and trading towers right now, with homeworkers seeing the upside of both all of that, seeing that now they have the mid inner tower. They're really peeling away at Summoner's Rift. As I said last split, they're peeling it away like an onion.
I mean, technically the Rift is an onion. I mean,
it has
there's layers in the game.
Yeah, it has layers.
Yep.
So
many layers. So many layers that Coco's gonna find out just how much layers are there. Or maybe? And Coco's not touched at all, but here comes Swag. The Coco's going to flash away, and now quickly realizes that there is XYZBS who wants to take him out. Swag will get the kill onto Alpha. The Callista is still gonna live, and now she quickly realizes, I'm the only one, I have to run. There's no way I can fight this.
Yeah, we had Coatbrand who did his outplay button onto B-Pots at the end of that fight, managed to get him out of there because B-Pots is doing quite a bit of damage in all of these fights. So, well, so he managed to do that, which was good, but everyone else on the team was pretty healthy, and Coco would not be able to necessarily outplay 4 members, at least easily, against the Galio and an Aatrox right now. So,
and
advantage towards homewreckers.
Yeah, and the fact that Coatbrand did get that ultimate off onto B-Pots was very crucial. If that didn't come out, more than likely that was Baron, and a lot more damage would have been done.
Yeah, doing quite well here. So right now we see it like the court advantage is in homewreckers. They're 5k gold ahead of the Yeetus right now. Slickum's doing quite well for himself. Swag Stupid. XYZV is doing an excellent job at keeping at zoning away people and picking up a couple kills himself. And B-Pot's doing plenty of damage in these fights. He is getting, he gets really low in a lot of these fights. I think he's going to go down, but somehow his team does an excellent job at peeling and him just dishing out all the damage his team needs to do. So looks like homewreckers kind of found their flow in this second week right now. Doing really well.
Alpha having to flash away, and XYZBS just stood there like, come at me, bro.
Yeah, and see, both both teams are just kind of doing a little bit of the dancing around. They're now on the bottom side of the map with the Mountain Drift spawning up soon. This is a Mountain Drift fight away, so pretty good for both teams to get, making Yeetus a little bit tankier for everyone else. Ooh.
Well, the stopwatch will come out, but here comes the Galio, perfectly timed. Kalista will fall, and the rest of the team is, they should be running, but they are still fighting. Emlove will fall, Yordle is going to fall, and now Coltbrand is having to run. And that should be the Baron now.
Can I say, Slickums? He was in the middle of like 3 of them. Not a like his health bar did not go below like 75% health. He was taking like no damage, which is like a good indication for Yeetus to actually back off there, but also really good that Slickums is getting into the thick of it for his team to get over there and do something. Doing a lot of damage, which they are doing quite well. Homeworkers are running away this game right now, 7k gold lead, but there is a possibility to still get back in this game if Coco can find a little bit of that momentum, as well as Coltbrand is finding that Rabadons to finish up that, give him a big AP boost since he is playing Vigor. We can go ahead and do a stats chat for the Vigor. I think I can. Yep, 189, which is not the most amount of stacks, but still quite a bit. That is basically having a Rabadon, plus it needs the large rod built into you. So, still quite a bit of AP, gonna do quite a bit of damage.
Yep. The Rabadon's still not built onto Coltbrand though, which is, to me, it's kind of concerning that that's not done yet.
Yeah, I know I did this earlier, but let's go ahead and try to resume the gold. Looking at the gold now in the game, we see in XYZ, he caught up all the way to Yordle and even generated 400 gold above him, doing quite well for himself. We see Slickums doing an excellent job here.
Alpha? You were almost dead there.
No. He's trying to show off doing the where you follow through with the Q, but then you use your W, come back, but it didn't work. So he's like, oh no, it's fine. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'll just walk out. Yeah.
But Alpha again almost getting picked there, and now Alpha realizes that he doesn't even have his blue. But he does realize that there is an entire team. Listen.
Yeah, there is an entire team right there, so you need to be careful. They do have the other homeworkers here as well, and it looks like they're going to just go ahead and start up the Baron. It's here, it's right nearby. They can go ahead and start it while the rest of the team is zoning off. So,
and I don't think they really can go for it. I mean, no one on their team honestly is super tanky enough to keep any of their members off. So
I mean,
that should be, yep, there it is, there's the Baron, but they are gonna get the stun, and Beepots will fall. Now it's gonna be up to XYZ to pick it up. Here comes the ultimate, and now Emlove will get the kill onto Meaty Mitts. But there's still one member alive that is terrifying, which is XYZ. Now he gets onto Coco, and he's gonna be silenced. But now 2 fall. Slickums able to flash away, which is super nice, and he's just going to hop away while he's the only member on the team with Baron.
Yeah, still having that Baron is still kind of work there, but so there's a couple things I want to note. Yeetus, I feel like if they just had Yordle use his Twin Shadows and then follow up with the Glacial Augment, he'd slow the entire field. They can't really kite away. So that would have been a good place for them to engage, as well as Emlove following up with a huge knockup, Yordle doing another knockup, which, to their credit, Emlove did go in, but they could have gone in sooner, I believe, because they were all in the right area. They just needed to go ahead and commit with the Twin Shadows and GLP to go ahead and get that huge slow field, the huge knockup, and then follow-up knockups to do a ton amount of damage, because they have a Vigor. He does a lot of AoE damage with that W, just because it's 100% AP ratio. And putting down a huge baby cage as well would make that team fight go quite well. If they did that just a bit sooner, they could have been the ones with the Baron instead of the Homeworkers right there. But Homewreckers do have the Baron. They have it for another minute and 20. Slickums being the only one that has it, but they only need one person in order to push with these Baron buff minions. But they see that the Dragon's spawning up in about a minute. That's going to be their next objective.
Yep. And Cobrand able to stun up Swag, and now another fight is breaking out. And this time Coco's going to be the one picked off. Cobrand will be able to help take out Beepos before he falls. But now everything is going down. It's not like the team fight prior, as Alpha was nowhere near. And now, speaking of Alpha, he's found, he's flashing, he's running injured.
Yeah, this is the downfall of going in damage. Lee Sin, he falls off very hard once you go into the later parts of the game.
Nope.
And mean events, alright.
Oh,
Going ahead and stopping his recall so his team can go ahead and get a little more. Dragon is spawning up soon, but I don't think Alpha will be able to grab that dragon. He's going to have to back away further. While his team, while the Homewreckers are going to go ahead and do what they're doing. They're going to wreck the blue base's home.
Yeah, that was... it was starting out kind of good until XY Xevious TP'd behind. And then it was just like, well, no one's focusing him. The baby cage went out on a tank for some reason. I mean, Galio's not building tank, but he's still a tank nonetheless. But Mount's stolen, and Alpha's gonna be able to get away. Beautiful Dragon Steel, beautiful getaway.
Yeah, they saw... I'm not sure if Slickman smited early or anything. I don't know if necessarily if he had it up soon. It looks like he had his second charge, so maybe he just smited just a miss smite, and Alpha was able to capitalize on that. So unfortunate, they won't be able to... They're still tied up on dragons right now, but we still have the rest of the game to go, and a lot of momentum is still in favor of the Homewreckers. We saw that team fight, how if Beepots can just get a couple auto attacks, get rid of Coco in that fight, they're pretty much set solid, because we saw Colt Brand got low as well, because that's why Xevious, even though Beepots is doing a lot of bit of damage, that's why Xevious is now to the point in the game where he's also quite a bit of a monster. Even though he only has 2 items, he's still quite the monster for himself, playing that Aatrox. So we'll see how the Homewreckers will be able to continue with their momentum and see how the Yeetus will react to that, and see if they can maybe get, if their plans will continue just be, alright, we need to one-shot the Ashe as fast as possible and then we'll win the team fight. Because as you can see right now, that's not necessarily the case anymore.
Well, it would have been the case if Coco and Cobran just never dropped below half health. But there was just the taunt that came in and the engaged by Slickums and Swag just had them all stunned up for way too long, so Beepos was just able to get a lot of damage in before falling to the ultimate that is the best outplay of all time. And speaking of that, we have another engage. Here comes the Galio. He's just going to be able to get a stun up, and he's focusing down Cobrand. Cobrand will flash, and they're going to be able to get away. Coco is nowhere to be seen, so that'll be Yoro going down, that'll be Emlov going down, and Swag not even afraid, as he says, the more damage you do to me, Callisto, the more damage I do to you.
Yeah, he has that full thorn mail, so he is
and they're
quite
still going.
Ooh, Slickums gonna man mode his way into the tower against 2 people. He looks like he maybe get another kill right there. Looks like he's going to end.
That is going to be the game, as the base will fall. The home has been taken.
Yeah, and well played there. It looks like Homewreckers will be running away with their first win of the series so far this second week. And it looks like Yeetus will have to come back next week, or I guess this week, to try again to look for their first one. So well played there, Homewreckers. Any highlights you want to bring about of this game?
So some of the biggest things that I was able to take away, it was just that whenever they were able to get those 4 kills in Bear Pit, it was mainly due to Colt Brand being able to have that Ashe just pinned against the wall. all he did, put up the wall, and Ash was stuck. There was no way for Ash to get away. She didn't have flash up, so she was stuck. She was stunned. Copebrand got the full combo and just deleted her off the map. However, whenever Beepos was able to stay alive for just a little longer, it was just way too easy to have the damage out thanks to the Rune Ant and just free range attacking onto both Coco and Co in the follow up team fight.
Yeah, the combo with Silicums and Swagger Stupid was pretty powerful there. We saw how they were able to just get on top of Coco and Colt Brand, right? Like in every team fight scenario, they were able to get on top of them very early into the fight, so it allowed B-Pods to be in the majority safely. At least in the last team fight, he was very safe there. See, he ends off with full HP. He was and managed to do all the DPS he needs to do. They didn't necessarily have anyone to get onto that backline since, like I said before, Lee Sin tends to fall off very hard whenever it reaches to the late game point, and if he isn't able to necessarily one-shot B-Pods anymore, it makes it really hard for his team to keep following up and being able to do a lot of damage as well, since there's so much peel on the side of Homewreckers. But yeah. With that said, we're just going to go ahead and end off stream there. Those are 2 games. We had 2 games yesterday, and tomorrow it's actually going to be us again, you and me, Asami, casting for the. I'm scheduling all the shoutcasters, but I still don't know the actual order we do these things. But let me see if I can pull that up real quick.
Man. We're supposed to be professionals here. Come on.
Let's see. Okay, so it's going to be Diamond Division, the first 3 games. We'll be shoutcasting that tomorrow, you and me, Asami. So catch us back here at the same time. It's going to be at 5:30, and we'll be playing or showing you the first 3 series of the second week of Diamond. So thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. I've been Let's Go Dragon. He's been Asami. And we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.